Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Tirta Panonton from English department. Today I will explain about educational technology and other teaching equipment by Jeremy Harmer. I'm mapping for you in order to be easier to understand. So here we go. 7 educational teaching equipment. The first is picture and image, and the second is the overhead projector. The third is the board, and the fourth is bits and pieces. The fifth is homegrown material production. The sixth is the language laboratory, and the last is computer. Picture or image. This is the easiest teaching equipment which is teachers have always used. It can be taken from book, drawn by themselves, from newspaper, magazine, and other. You can see in this my mapping in the example of picture are flashcard, cue card, photograph, and illustration. Pictures or image has a lot of function in educational teaching. The function for drawing flashcard is useful for drawing grammar items. For queuing, different sentence or practicing vocabulary. Communication. It means that there will be communication between students and teacher, or student with student by using picture. For understanding, picture useful for understanding the course easily. Then, as ornamentation, it means that picture as ornamentation can engage student at least for more visually oriented. Then prediction, it means the pictures are useful for getting students to predict what is coming next in listening. The last is discussion. In this function, picture can stimulate questions. What is solving? And the students will discuss it. And the next is the overhead projector. The overhead projector is extremely useful pieces of equipment since they allow us to prepare visual or demonstration material by using overhead transparencies. We can show how text or grammar exercise, pictures, diagram, or students writing, but we can also show the half of the text. For example, if we show some exercise but we don't want the student know the next is the board. It can be blackboard or which is using chalk dust, or whiteboard which is written with marker. Board also provide a motivating focal point during whole class grouping. We can use board in variety of different purposes, including notepad, explanation aid, picture frame, public workbook, game board, and the last is notice board. Notepad, it means the teacher write things up on the board. It might be word that they want their students to remember. It also can point or keywords for listen. Next is explanation aid. In this purpose, teacher can show the relationship between affirmative sentence and a question by drawing connecting arrows. Picture frames. It means boards can be used for drawing pictures. It can be done whenever it is required because the board is always there, helping students to understand concepts and words. Public workbook. The student can come up to the board and read a fill-in item or transform sentence. As game board. The board can be used for games, for example, Knock and Cross. The teacher draw 9 boxes with different word or categories. Then the students can make a question or sentence with the word. If they true, they can put no or crosses on the square to draw their winning stroke line. The last is notice board. Teacher or students can stick things on boards. It can be pictures, poster, announcements, chart, and other things. Next is bits and pieces. There is no limit to the various bits and pieces which can bring to the classroom, but it must an object which we think our students will be interested and appropriate in terms of age and culture. As you can see in my PPT, there are 3 items which are worth considering in this category. First is realia. Realia is object from real life used in the classroom. The second, language card. Language cards are useful for matching activities where the students have to find another student in the class with a similar card or that has the answer to question on his own or her card. The last is questionnaire route. Questionnaire route is useful for demonstrating colors, comparative, superlative, and sole rank of another semantic and synthetic areas, especially for students who respond well to visual or kinesthetic activities. For example, of questionnaire route is there are small box of wood of different length and each length is different. Homegrown material production. It means material which we make by ourselves. When we make our own material for classroom use, we must follow this procedure step by step or one by one. The first is planning. We need to decide what is our aim and the content of the material. The second is trialing. It means that we must try out our material and before taking into the lesson. The third is evaluating. After we do try out, we must evaluate it or do revision. And then the next is classifying. After we use in the classroom, we need to find some way of storing it and classifying it so that we can lay our hands on it quickly. The next step. And the last is record keeping. We need to keep a record of what material we have used together with evaluation. This will prevent us from using the same material in the same class, and it will help us with a long-term thing. The next is the language laboratory. For modern language laboratory, it has between 10 or 20 booths. Each booth has tape decks, headphones, microphones, and computer. The student can work on their own, can interact through their headphones and microphones on one-to-one basis with the teacher. The language laboratory has advantage. They can compare the way they say things with the correct pronunciation on source tape. The student also get privacy because they can talk to each other through the microphone and headphones. Record onto the tape, wind and rewind tapes without disturbing their college. The teacher can give an attention to one student without distracting the other. The language laboratory also helps to train students to really listen to what they say and how they say it, using headphones, microphones, and computer in the language laboratory. The The language laboratory offers a good halfway house between teacher control and learner autonomy sense. Although students work at their own pace. Activities that can be done in the language laboratory are repetition, drills, speaking, pairing, double plugging and telephoning, parallel speaking, listening, reading, writing and correcting writing. The first, repetition. It means the student hear word, phrase or sentence on the tape, while bass signal they say it again, so they get instant feedback. Speaking, the student can record their own thoughts and speeches, and then listen back to them. Drills, it's similar to repetition, but the difference is the student has to work out what to say based on cue. Next, pairing, double plugging, and throttling. The student can describe objects or people for others to identify. They also can give direction for their pair to follow and map, and they can make a decision. Or role play dialogue. In the modern language laboratory, they can also dial the number of different booths and have telephone conversation with the person who answers. Parallel speaking. The students are encouraged to imitate the way the teacher says something, and because of the double track system, to at the same time as the teacher is speaking. The next is listening. These activities such as note-taking, dictation, finding differences between a written text, and tape account of the same events, and answering listening comprehension question. Reading. Students can read text and then record their answer on tape. Writing and correcting writing. The teacher can give preferred feedback on student written work. Computer. Reference by using computer in language teaching, the teacher can source reference of reason for teaching language in their class, either through internet or on CD or DVD ROMs. Computer can use for teaching and testing program. Language teaching software package in the computer offers students the chance to study conversation and text, through grammar, exercise, and even to listen to text and record their own voice. Computer hook up to the internet is as a senders and receivers of email, allowing easy access to people all over the world. Getting students from different places to write to each other has greatly increased but their English development and especially their motivation. Website. The student can go to website which offer information, science, and other which can improve their English skills. The last, the word processor. Word processor allows students to compose as they think and change their minds in the course of writing.